Test, test. Just go get to know me better.
All right, Rotarians. Team Rotary, it's game day. Happy New Year! So exciting to be back together. The whole team's back together. It's very exciting. Hi, Brad Hansen, who's waving in the back row. Hi. So that song, hold please. Today's song is brought to you by AP, Mr. Anthony Peterson. Anthony is a current board director. He's the co-chair of the Youth Service Committee. And he is with the OIC of Washington. So Anthony's song, as you could hear, is I'll Be Around by the Spinners. And Anthony says at its heart, the song is about love and devotion, even when a relationship shifts. The lyrics express a willingness to remain present for someone, offering comfort and constancy despite the uncertainty of where the relationship stands. The theme, unconditional support, is universal. It's part of why the song continues to stay relevant for over 50 years. The song reminds all of us that love isn't always about possession. Rather, it's often about commitment, patience, and simply being there when needed. It also speaks to resilience. Even in heartbreak or transition, the bond doesn't have to vanish, but can transform into something enduring and supportive. Anthony says he is grateful for relationships he has built over the years, and though they have changed, he is still one call or text away. The photo of him, he's on the left, are two of his longest standing friends and their daughters, and that's from way back in 2014 when Anthony was like 20, right? Yeah, around there. Okay, thank you for the song, Anthony. Your greeters today are your co-chairs of the Greeters Committee, Shauna Groot, who is with the Yakima Schools Foundation, and Kayleen Stiles with the United Way. Thank you for greeting. And next up to share some inspiration is another chair, your chair of the Inspiration Committee. It's Chair Day, I think. Miss Sharon Miracle. Sharon is with the Yakima Valley Community Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please go ahead and have a seat. So obviously it's the new year, so I'm going to start us off with a blessing for the new year. So I'd really love you to be present in the moment and just take a big, deep breath. Maybe you can just close your eyes for a moment. Just like, breathe in, breathe out. So it's about releasing things. So may 2026 arrive gently, like a quiet sunrise after a long night. May it find you stronger than you realize and softer where it matters most. May this year heal what last year could not. May it restore what was lost, mend what was broken, and breathe hope into places that grew tired of waiting. May your heart learn to rest without fear, to trust without doubt, and to hope again, even when it feels fragile. May you discover that you were never behind, never forgotten, never too late. In 2026, may joy surprise you in ordinary moments, peace settle you where anxiety once lived, and gratitude grow even in small beginnings. May your prayers be heard, your tears counted, and your quiet strength rewarded. May God walk ahead of you, stand beside you, and surround you with grace. May you enter this year not surviving, but becoming, healing, and blooming in ways you never imagined. So step into 26 with faith. The best chapters are still being written. Amen.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Guest, if I could have you stand so we can acknowledge you here today as our MVPs. Don't be shy. There they are. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Sherry Bissell. I am very proud and honored to be the 107th president of this original Rotary Club in Yakima. We were the first. We were chartered in 1919. As I was telling some of our guests earlier, there are 45,000 clubs worldwide, and there are about 1.2 million Rotarians in the world. This club is the 22nd largest in the United States and the 37th largest in the world. So there's something to be said about Yakima, Washington, I would say. So thank you for being here. The other thing that I always say is we have something for everyone in this club. So if you like being here with all of these like-minded people as yourself, then you should pick up the little blue card on the table or talk to one of us Rotarians, and we would be happy to draft you onto our team Rotary this year. I have a few announcements. So Jack Bloxham's service has been set. For those of you that haven't heard, so it will be 11 a.m. on Saturday the 17th at Heritage University. The obituary, Jack's obituary was amazing. And why wouldn't it be? Because he was an amazing man. If you haven't read it, try Google it. Please Google it and take a look. Craig Mendenhall said it best to me. He said, Jack truly gave a lifetime of service, and that's a testament to who we all aspire to become, which is true. So check that out. Again, his service is 11 a.m. Saturday the 17th at Heritage University. All right, next up, we have a little bit of business to do for the general membership. We will be voting on 3 new board candidates. This is a 3-year term that starts this July 1st, and it goes through June 30th of 2029. It's just around the corner. Currently, we have 3 nominees. If I could have you stand, Mike Norton, Teresa Pritchard, and Felix Rifa. If you could stand, please. So those are our 3 nominees. Are there any other nominations from the floor at this time? Okay. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion. Okay, it's been, okay. Who is second? President Jimmy. Okay, past President Jimmy. Sorry, a little slip of the tongue there. Okay, so the motion was made by President-elect John Cooper. The second was made by past President Jimmy DeGrasse. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, signify by saying nay. There you go. The motion carries. Congratulations. You're in. It's 3 years. Goes by fast. You'll be fine. Seriously, congratulations and thank you for stepping up. It's a very important role, as you all know. So thank you for that. Next announcement, our Racial Justice Committee is once again organizing Rotarians to walk together in the Martin Luther King Jr. Peace Walk. That will be on Monday the 19th. If you're interested, we'll be meeting at 11:30 at 5th Avenue and MLK Boulevard. It's by Celerity Credit Union. The walk starts at noon. It goes to the convention center, and then they have a small program here at 1 o'clock, and they have shuttles to shuttle you back to your car too. So dress warm and join us for that if you can. And now, next up to introduce a new team member is Rich Austin. Oh, there he is. Rich, I was looking around because I didn't see him. Hi, I see you now. I know. I wasn't a short joke, I promise, but I didn't see you. I'm in trouble. Rich is a board director and chair of the Rotary Education Committee, and he's with the Yakima Valley Sports Commission, and he's one of my favorite people.
She says that now. I was going to say thank you, President Sherry. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. It's my honor to introduce Megan Nobbs as a member of Yakima's oldest and best Rotary Club. Megan was born in 1978 here in Yakima. A graduate of West Valley High School, she moved to Bellingham to attend cosmetology school And after graduating with an instructor's license, Megan taught, worked behind the chair, and then transitioned to a career in professional beauty sales for 16 years. When life on the road became harder with 2 boys in club basketball, Megan transitioned to radio sales and was introduced to many nonprofits in the Valley. Seeing the impact that these organizations have in our Valley, a new passion for philanthropy and event management blossomed. Megan owned and operated GSD Consulting for 5 years, creating relationships with Yakima Arboretum, the Seasons Performance Hall, the Yakima Greenway, the Yakima Humane Society, and many more. Giving back to the community has always been a passion, and when the opportunity to step into the executive director role at First Tee arose, Megan stepped off their board to take it. In her spare time, she likes to play golf, travel, walk her dog, and enjoy great food with family and friends. Megan is married to Chris, and they have 6 kids between them, 2 grandkids, and a dog named Cora. Now that's the little bio she gave me. So I reached out to a couple of her friends just to get a little more insight. And this is from her friend, Kari Gravrock Florence. Here are some words that come to mind when I think of Megan: integrity, passionate, relentless, fearless, and compassionate. GSD Consulting was a company Megan spearheaded here in Yakima as a successful marketing and events business that supported nonprofit and for-profit companies. She has gone on to support the Seasons Performance Hall as an executive director and is now moving mountains at First Tee. GSD stood for Get Stuff Done, and she continues to do that across Central Washington. We are lucky to call her ours. And from Jason Kildall, he said, if you know Jason, this one's going to be pretty good. I'm genuinely surprised that Megan still answers my calls, but once we've dissected a potential tail project and the ball starts rolling, there's truly no stopping her unless garlic is unloved. Along the way, she has taught me a lot: the value of boundaries, patience, and that the tots at 2nd Street Grill absolutely count as a vegetable and should be consumed weekly with fry sauce. Like that iconic moment in It's a Wonderful Life when George Bailey dances those $2 into the safe, Megan is a realist, someone who understands that when a challenge feels impossible, the answer isn't to walk away, but to roll up your sleeves and see it through. She lives service above self with wisdom and healthy boundaries, and she's not a talker, but a true doer. Yakima Downtown Rotary is lucky to have her, and she will be an incredible asset to this club. So I appreciate that, those things from Kari and Jason. And at the risk of scaring Megan off the day she becomes a member, down the road it seems like she could be a tremendous asset to the Rotary auction. If Megan is half as good of a Rotarian as she is a friend in person, we're getting someone very special. Please join me in welcoming Megan Nobbs to Downtown Rotary.
Uh-oh. Go. Go, Sharon, go. Oh. I did it already. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little taller. Here's a sponsor pin for you. My favorite person that I'm in the doghouse with. Megan, for you, I have lots of goodies. So I have your red rookie badge that you will soon, because I know you well, turn into a blue badge. You'll be getting a passport with all of the little information on how to do that. You will fly through that. This is your Team Rotary playbook. So you have to memorize that. Kidding.
I'm good at trivia. I can do it.
Okay. And this is your plaque for the wall. And the one thing that we owe you is the infamous Rotary license plate frame that we don't have currently at this moment, but that's okay. We owe that to you, and we welcome you to our team. Thanks, Rich. Please don't stay mad long. Okay, now for a Jobs for Youth update. Your co-chairs, I said it was a chair day. They're afraid to come up right now because we had a conversation earlier. Your co-chairs of the Youth Service Committee, Mr. Drew Harris and Anthony Peterson, who apparently are dressed just a little bit alike today. And they brought this up, I didn't. What they also brought up is that they had to do that because when your teams don't make the playoffs, that's what happens. Sorry, Colts and Cowboy fans. I'm sorry, I'm on a roll.
Gotta run with it, huh? It's just so that we're on the same page. Yeah. All right. Thank you, President Sherry. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Mr. Harris and I have the great honor and privilege of co-chairing the Jobs for Youth Committee this year, one of the largest initiatives in the Yakima County that supports high school aged youth with employment readiness skills and work experience opportunities in the summer. So if there was a time for you to shine, all of you to shine, it's to support Jobs for Youth this year. I just want to give you a little bit of backstory on Jobs for Youth this past year. We had over 200 youth want a job. They wanted to not wake up and get on their iPads. They didn't want to join gangs over the summer. They wanted a job. They wanted to work for some of you. However, we didn't have enough opportunity for a lot of those youth. And it kind of saddens us that a lot of those youth kind of fell through the cracks, and we know, unfortunately, some of them maybe didn't make it to their senior year of high school, or they didn't go on and matriculate to college as they would have if they would have been possibly employed by one of you or one of your friends. So that being said, it's your time to get involved. And Mr. Harris will tell you right now on the ways you can get involved in Jobs for Youth this year.
Yeah, I think just to add to that a little bit, so we had over 200 youth, and I believe it was only around 20 that actually got jobs. So yeah, that's why we're up here today we started this year a little bit earlier in the year just to try to get as many people as possible involved, and there's really a role for everybody. To begin, committee members, we really need you to show up for meetings. We've had a few meetings, and there's about 20 members on the committee, and we've only got about 4 or 5 of the same people to each.
They're great, but we won't.
Yeah. So the meetings. So we switched from doing after the Rotary meeting to every other Monday at 11 a.m. on Zoom. I'm just hoping that maybe that'd be better for you. We didn't know if we were running into an issue where people couldn't stay after Rotary. So we've now switched that. Let us know if you didn't get the invite. Anthony will send that out. Employers, you can host a student and pay for their wages. Sponsors, you could pay for a student wage that works somewhere else. Mentors, you can share your story and journey with the youth. Caring leaders, you can provide mock interviews or connect us with one of your friends who have the resources and capacity to host or sponsor a youth. So as you see, there's a lot of different ways that you can be involved. Everyone, if you go ahead and pull out your smartphones, you can capture the QR code on your table to provide honest feedback on the survey. We would like you to do that even if you don't plan to donate or sponsor a youth. This just gives us some good feedback. So if you could do that, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Go Colts.
Go Cowboys.
Yep, there it is. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, now Eric Silvers has a quick special presentation that he will be doing. Eric is a Hall of Famer, being a past president in 2019 and 2020. And he is with State Farm Insurance. Mr. Silvers.
President Sherry, fellow Rotarians and guests, you know, there's a saying in the Black community of give me my flowers while I can smell them. A challenge was given to a young Rotary president to take our celebration of our cultures to the next level at the Yakima Downtown Rotary by developing funding partners, bringing inspirational speakers to our community. Aaron Black has risen to that challenge and more, supporting and encouraging the Black community, the Hispanic community, and the Native celebrations at our Yakima Downtown Rotary, throughout our community, at high schools, as well as colleges and universities. These programs and the speakers have truly enriched our community, our Rotary family, as well as our youth. The celebration has grown to a prominence of importance in honoring and uniting our community's diverse cultures. Today, we honor her with presenting her a signed jersey from last year's speaker of the Black History celebration, Shaquem Griffin, along with a photo of those two together as a token of our appreciation and dedication to your leadership, Aaron Black.
Thank you. Well, I'm a talker, so I just have to say something. Eric deserves this too, because really it's the brainchild of Eric Silvers to have these celebrations and make them larger. And we have two other gentlemen here who are a big part of making this happen. It's a team effort. It's never one person. So thank you for the whole team for participating, and what a surprise. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, surprise. I won't tell you how long they've been trying to do that. I think it's been in John Cooper's office for how long? John, maybe a month or something? Anyway, thank you, Aaron, for all of your work. Okay, so we are ready for Sergeant at Arms with the chair of your Sergeant at Arms committee because it's Chair Day. Kelly Connaughton, she's a Hall of Famer, being past president in 2017 and 2018, and she's with the Yakima Greenway Foundation. Kelly.
Nice to see you.
Okay, we're going to make this quick because I'm anxious to hear from Linda and her team about a great service here in Yakima. So for those of you who are new to this game, we are playing touchdown bucks today. And what you do is, I figure this is the perfect time to do it because we're just coming off a 3-week hiatus, the holidays, you've been with family. I'm sure there was no arguments, lots of things to talk about and be happy about. So if you have something to celebrate, this is your time to raise your bucks, to raise money for Rotary charities, and tell us what it is you're celebrating. And I'm going to kick it off with a celebration. Late last year, Blaine and I took a 5-week driving trip through northern Spain. He is still alive to talk about it, and I just relished that. So happy bucks for me that we survived that trip. Who's next? Laura Crooks. Woo! 28. My gosh, that is something to celebrate for sure. Karen. Oh my God. Well, we should all raise a buck for that. Thank you, Karen. Glad you are doing well. Dana. Woo! Happy bucks for sure. Who's next? Oh, come on. How can you spend this much time with family and not be Mr. Tyler? Woo! Happy, happy. Happy, happy. Here. Holy Mac. Awesome, awesome. Who else? Just stand up and shout it out. Andy, congratulations. Woo-hoo. Who else? Yay! Woohoo! All right, real quick, one more. Who else? Just stand up and shout it out. Let's go. In the back. All right, perfect. Any more? All right, thank you very much and Happy New Year to all of you.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. I love hearing about all the touchdowns. Okay. Now to introduce our speakers, a board director, a chair of the program committee. She is a nonprofit consultant, Miss Dana Eliason.
Thank you, President Sherry, and welcome back, everyone. It seemed like it was a very long break. I forgot which day of the week it was most times. So I was glad to get back to my retired life. I want to tell you that we have a very special program today. We have with us Airlift Northwest. And Airlift Northwest was founded in 1982 in response to a tragic house fire that happened in Sitka, Alaska. And since then, they've become the region's first hospital-based air ambulance program. And it's under the leadership of Dr. Michael Kopis at University of Washington Medicine. Airlift Northwest is a dedicated team of professionals, and they're driven by a shared commitment to clinical excellence and rapid, compassionate care. They have a home base in Washington State, and they provide 24/7 critical medical flights across Washington, Wyoming, Alaska, Montana, Idaho, and Oregon, delivering the expertise of the UW Academic Medical Center team directly to patients, wherever they may be. The critical care ambulance services are impressive, and you'll hear more about that from our guest speakers today, Lance and Rod. And now I'd like to introduce you to Lance, who's going to lead off the program. He serves as the outreach coordinator for Airlift Northwest in Eastern and Central Washington. He brings over 2 decades of experience in emergency services, and he has served for 21 years as a firefighter and an advanced EMT. He's worked extensively in public health emergency preparedness, and his expertise includes fire communication and coordinating critical response efforts across the diverse communities of Central and Eastern Washington. Lance and his wife Jessica have 6 children and are very involved in their community in Davenport, Washington. Rod Jacobson will be our second speaker, and he, and along with his wife Linda, thanks for coming, Linda, have been longtime personal friends of mine. We raised our children together over 30 years ago. And after Rod's impeccable 38-year career with United Airlines, Rod is now a pilot for Air Methods Corporation based in Yakima, Washington. And he is contracted to fly for Airlift Northwest. With his retirement from United Airlines as a Boeing 777 captain, an FAA designated check airman, and a quality control check pilot, Rod wasn't ready to hang up his hat, even though they made him retire at 65. He had accumulated over 35,000 flight hours. Think about that, 35,000 flight hours, and traveled the world. And he still wanted to utilize his experience to give back to his local community. So we're very lucky for that. Thank you, Rod. Flying for Airlift Northwest has given him purpose and allowed him the opportunity to help not only his local community, but communities throughout the Northwest. Please join me in welcoming Lance and Rod.
Thank you, everybody, for letting Airlift Northwest and myself be here today to talk to you about what we do for the community here across Yakima, Central Washington, as well as Washington State as a whole. I did bring some additional guests with me. I have on there Ryan Bolke. He's the Yakima-based manager. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it tonight or this morning, but his wife Becca was able to join us. She's been a flight nurse with Airlift Northwest for 10 years. And as a side gig, she is a Green Girls Garden, owns Green Girls Garden, and does floristry in Glebe. Her husband, Ryan, is also the Natchez High School assistant coach for the football team. I also brought Erin. Erin Owen is a 10-year flight nurse as well. She's an Eastern Washington educator and a new hire support specialist, also living in this area. So we do have a solid team that lives in this community, cares about this community, and supports this community. We're going to watch a quick video on Airlift Northwest, how we started. It was kind of talked about, but you'll hear from our doctor that started, Dr. Kopis, about why he created Airlift Northwest.
All right, no problem. We're coming out of Seattle in about 15 to 20 minutes. Over mountains, onto islands, into the middle of highways. Wherever we are needed, Airlift Northwest is there. Since 1982, we've expanded our fleet, our staffing, and our reach. Now, 3,800 patients a year in the Pacific Northwest and Southeast Alaska are transported in our airborne intensive care units. With one call, critical care nurses, equipment, blood products, and medications fly to the rescue to make sure the worst moment in the patient's life isn't their last. 35 years ago, on a rainy Saturday in Sitka, Alaska, this wasn't an option. Dr. Michael Kopis, the director of Harborview Medical Center in Seattle, sat in a local community hospital with 3 children pulled from a house fire and a desperate need to get them to his level 1 trauma center in Washington.
So I spent the entire of the afternoon, usually from about 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock, calling every fixed base operation.
He eventually found a pilot and plane, but the children didn't make it to Seattle. That day, Dr. Kopis found a mission.
And I decided all that afternoon, sitting and dialing and talking to a variety of, I'm sorry you reached the wrong number, and wait 5 minutes and listening to elevator music. No doctor should have to. They ought to be able to pick up the phone and get the help that they need.
The region's first critical care air ambulance service was born. In its infancy, Dr. Kopis was a one-man dispatch center.
I kept with me a 3x5 card with phone numbers of every fire department, every hospital, and many of the doctors in Southeast Alaska and elsewhere. Because when they paged me, I would call the fire department and say, Airlift is coming. Can you meet us at the airfield? And I would call their hospital and find out where the patient was and whatever the actual problems were, so I could tell the nurses. And then the nurses would call me. I carried around a brick, a large foam kind that was about as big as 2 hands. Which I have to hold it to him that along there, I know, which Lou had given me for Christmas.
Then the nurses would rush to the airfield.
They would gather at the airfield. Hopefully they gathered in a rate which did not acquire tickets. One of them, who was a bit of an aggressive young lady, drove her Volkswagen, was a little souped up, as aggressively as she could, managed to get at least 2 tickets responding to Airlift when she was working.
Over the years, that kind of passion kept the mission moving. Innovation, commitment to excellence, and a whole lot of hard work forged Airlift Northwest into the force it is today. 35 years in, ask Dr. Kopis what makes him most proud. It's the people.
I'm most proud of the nurses who learned and did, and were not afraid to fly. Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to fly. I think somebody needs to thank the family for giving them up for that period of time they did. Thanks for buying into the program.
So we pause for a moment to look back and celebrate 35 years, more than 100,000 critical patients, and one man's vision that helped make it so. And we look ahead to bring the best care possible to the patients who don't yet know they'll need us. Thanks to all those who believed in and built Airlift Northwest, we'll be there.
and because of that commitment, I know it says 35 years, but we actually did just celebrate 40 years this past year. So strong commitment from the crews that work for Airlift Northwest. So like we said, it was established in 1982 by Dr. Kopis. He's also the doctor that found the Medic Fund program in the Seattle region, which is also a very prestige paramedic program. We are a nonprofit under the UW Medicine umbrella. We have partnerships for pediatric and NICU transports with Seattle Children's and Mary Bridge Hospital. We have a combination of rotor wing and fixed wing aircraft, and we are accredited by the Commission on Accreditation of Medical Transport and Systems. And ultimately what that is it's exceeding the national standards of providing safety and quality care to our patients in the air medical services. We've grown substantially from when that video first started. We now in the state of Washington have 6 helicopter bases and 1 fixed wing base serving, as you can see, majority of the citizens of Washington state. And then we also have, like I said, the one base with aircraft in Yakima. And as you can see, just those 2 airplanes at that base can cover majority of the state within an hour. The primary mission of Airlift Northwest, we have a couple divisions. One, we have the Air Medical Division, which our staff here will be able to answer questions for here later. But we also have outreach, and part of that is education. Our goal is to share values and strategies to improve health in the public. And we do that by providing free education to first responders and hospitals throughout the state, going to their facilities and talking about any education aspects that they might want to learn about. So we do provide highly trained individuals and professional educators, and we provide them to the communities for free as part of the UW and Airlift outreach. Our transport missions, we do 911 and hospital interfacilities. And then we have several nurses that have specialties including neonatal, pediatrics, high-risk OB, MCI, mass casualty incidents, and ECMO and Impella cardiac devices specialty as well. We are ultimately bringing a mobile ICU to other hospitals. And being from Davenport, where we have a very small critical access hospital, that is extremely invaluable to us. At Lincoln Hospital in Davenport, it's a 4-bed ER, and we have 1 nurse covering that ER. And so if we get a major trauma coming in, we may be able to pull another nurse, but it is very difficult to get them the true care that they need. And so a simple call to Airlift Northwest, they fly in and they have an ICU team that'll come in and bring all this equipment. So they have their specialties. They can provide airway access for us if the staff needs help with that. They provide ventilator services. One thing that differentiates us from other companies in the state of Washington is we carry packed red blood cells and plasma on every flight that we go on. So if our helicopter's coming, know that there is blood product coming as well to help support any major trauma. We carry iStats to get blood test results, and we carry 3% 3% saline as well. This is our aircraft that we fly out of the helicopter bases. It has a cruising speed of 158 miles an hour. It's got a big spotlight on the front to help support on nighttime, as well as night vision goggles. And that's what the inside of that looks like. As you can see, there is not a lot of room to work. I know a lot of people say in an ambulance there's not much room. There's even less room in a helicopter, and they carry a lot of stuff in that little helicopter. We also fly the PC-12 here in Yakima, and I'll have, I think I got another picture of that as well. That's for our long-range transports, and they can also fly in more inclement weathers because they're landing at airports. And we're going to get more information here from Rod when he talks about this aircraft. But it helps supports many functions of what we do and can go out in much more hazardous weather. That's the inside of that. It does have a little bit more room. Our rotor wing and fixed wing capabilities, we do staff it with 2 nurses at all times, and then we also have our pilots as well to take them where they need to go. We will take family members, primarily parents, if needed, and if it meets our weight criteria, and that's ultimately going to be up to our pilots and crew members. Besides just going to hospitals or scene calls to help get patients to a higher level hospital, we also do early activation. So we will launch before the EMS crews even get on scene, knowing that there's going to be a need for air medical services, and we will head to the scene. We do air standby. If our flight time is more than 25 minutes to where the scene might be, we will go in the air right away so that you're not waiting that extra time for us to get there to help you. Okay. And if we get canceled, we get canceled. That's part of the business. But we want to make sure that we are there and coming so when you need us most. And then we also will help with search operations. Okay. Like I said, we have a big spotlight. We have night vision goggles that we can fly and help support search operations for agencies at no cost to those agencies as well. All this is done because there's a need. Once we arrive on scene, our crew will seek out the paramedic or caregiver. We'll get a report. We try to remain on scene for 10 minutes or less and get out of there. And that's primarily for our scene calls. Our hospital calls might be a little bit longer because we don't want to make sure that we stabilize that patient before we get them moved over to our aircraft. For our helicopters, we load in the back of the aircraft like that. For our fixed wings, there is a lift system that we utilize to load the patients inside. And our program, while we're a non-for-profit, we do offer memberships as part of our program. So first responders, it's $48 a year, covers you and your entire household. What that does is covers anything beyond your deductible that you would have to pay out of pocket. It would cover any of those remaining fees. For regular citizens, it's $60 per year. Again, covers you and your entire household. And then, again, we provide education programs. It's been a great opportunity to serve this area in Yakima. I know these aircrafts out here are used constantly, and we appreciate that. And we look forward to continue serving Yakima for many more years to come. At this time, I'm going to introduce Rod Jacobson. He's one of our pilots with Air Methods. Air Methods provides our pilots, our maintenance personnel, and our aircraft for Airlift Northwest. And so with that, Rod Jacobson.
Thank you, and thank you for the introduction, Dan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a pilot with Air Methods. It's a nationwide company. I'm based in Yakima, flying the Pilatus PC-12 for the Airlift Northwest program. My wife, Linda's here of 46 years. We have 2 children, Sydney and Spencer. Both of them live and work in the Yakima Valley. Like Dana said, I spent 39 years at United Airlines. I was based in Seattle up until September 11th. Shortly thereafter, they closed the Seattle base, and so I took a 777 captain bid in Washington, D.C. The goal was to just go there for, I told my wife, 3 to 5 years, and we ended up being there like 14, 15 years. But and then during COVID, they decided to consolidate the bases on the 777 because we weren't doing a lot of flying. And so it was either Newark or San Francisco. So I ended up moving back to the West Coast. We knew we wanted to retire in Yakima. So I took a bid back to San Francisco, moved back to Yakima around 2021, 22, somewhere around in there, and retired from United Airlines in August of 2024. And I knew I didn't want to just quit flying, and I saw these Pilatuses flying around, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on. So I went down to the airport and asked around and found out that it was the Air Ambulance program, Airlift Northwest. So I knocked on their door and retired from United in August and started working for them in September. So before that, I just want to give a brief history of my background and how I did circle back to Yakima. Before United, I flew for Interstate Airlines, flying out of Louisville, Kentucky, the UPS 727s. Before that, I was a corporate pilot for Denny, Washington, flying a Falcon 20 and a Citation out of Missoula, Montana. Prior to that, Empire Airways in Coeur d'Alene and in Missoula. And one of my highlights there was we took a Twin Otter during the invasion of Grenada back in 1983 down to the Caribbean, was based in Barbados, and we supported the invasion of Grenada during 1993, I believe that was. Before that, I was a flight instructor at the ROTC program, the Air Force ROTC at Washington State University. And before that, I was a flight instructor at Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake, Washington, which is where I began my my aviation career in 1977 as a student there. I was raised in Natchez, graduated from Natchez High School. And one thing that was really interesting there is my last flight at United Airlines, you got to bring your family along. And you also got to pick your first officer. I picked my first officer out of, he was a good friend of mine from Richmond, Virginia. And unfortunately, there was a lot of thunderstorms. Flights were canceled, and he didn't make it to my first leg. So the first leg of my last flight was from San Francisco to Honolulu. And so the crew desk just sends out a reserve pilot. Turns out the reserve pilot was also from Natchez, Washington. So I got to fly my last flight with a fellow Natchez student. In 1985, our daughter was born in Missoula, and she was premature and she was intubated, did some damage to her vocal cords. So she spent a lot of time at the University of Washington Children's Hospital. And so that, in turn, as now as an Air Methods air ambulance pilot, I feel like I've returned to my roots, and now I'm transporting patients, and it makes me feel like I'm giving back to my local community and paying it forward for our daughter. With that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the company that I work for now, Air Methods. I think we've got the video to show first. Is that right, Lance? Yeah. Come on. Oh, can you hit play in the bottom corner there? This is a video from Air Methods about what we do as an air transport company. Air Methods does have what they call community-based programs, which they provide not only the aircraft pilots and everybody, but the nurses as well. And then we have hospital programs, which is what we have here in Yakima. Oh, volume. Well, I can kind of give you just a rundown. Looks like we're not getting audio, but so this is when we get a call. Oh, there we go.
Hi, I'm Quinn Hunter, a pilot for Air Methods. I'm here to show you everything we do to prepare for one of our flights. This procedure is standardized across the United States, regardless of your local flight program. Let's get into it. Here's the whole process, from request to takeoff. It all starts when a requester gets in touch with Aircom. Air Methods 1, Aircom, Air Methods 1. In a facility transport, we have launched a helicopter for a strong alert. Then, Aircom contacts our local crew. Simultaneously, the pilot and the Operational Control Center, or OCC, are given the location of the emergency and any other information they might need to help make a decision on the safety of a flight. At the local base, a pilot conducts pre-flight planning. This includes weather checks, fuel requirements, duty time, crew conditions, and countless other factors that will affect this flight. The pilot has to take them all into consideration and make a decision quickly. Based on this information, the pilot submits a pre-flight risk analysis and accepts the transport request on a tablet. Meanwhile, clinicians are retrieving blood and gathering all the personal equipment they need, including helmets and night vision goggles. Once outside, it's time for a walk around of the aircraft. This is the final inspection of safety before takeoff. Back at the OCP, the pilot's pre-flight risk assessment is approved and sent back to their iPad. It's time to go. The crew loads up into the helicopter, taking care to secure themselves and their equipment. And now, takeoff. The crew is on their way to pick up a patient either at the scene of an emergency or from a requesting hospital and take them to the most appropriate facility for their needs. This whole process is essential for the safety of both the crew and the patient. It ensures maximum effectiveness in responding to medical emergencies because Air Method is there when it matters most.
All right, Air Methods was founded in 1980. We have over 5,000 employees, approximately 3,000 bases serving all 48 states, over 450 helicopters and fixed wing aircraft. And annually, we conduct over 100,000 transport and over 150,000 flight hours. In Washington State, we have, as Lance said, we have 7 bases: Bellingham, Arlington, Olympia, Bremerton, Wenatchee, Davenport, and Yakima. Over 34 Air Methods employees supporting the Airlift Northwest program, 24 pilots, 7 of which are based in Yakima, and we normally try to keep up to 10. They do have job openings right now. And we have 10 aircraft maintenance technicians, 7 of which are based in Yakima, supporting our PC-12 here. In Yakima, we have 3 Pilatus PC-12s. 2 are on call all the time. So we have 2 pilots and 4 nurses on call 24/7. We actually stay at the airport. We're on call at the airport and try to be airborne within 20 minutes of receiving a call. Like I said, 8 fixed wing pilots in Yakima and 7 mechanics. A lot of maintenance going on, keeping the airplanes ready to go 24/7. 2 active. There we go. Our pilot shifts, we have 5 shifts throughout the day, an 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. They're 12-hour shifts, 10 in the morning to 10 in the evening, what we call a slot pilot from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. That way we have a pilot they're able to cover the shift changeover. Some of the trips can be rather long. We've had trips into eastern Montana, down to Nevada, and even as far south as San Francisco that I know of. And even on occasion, we go to Ketchikan. And then we have 2 other night bases, an 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and a 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. It's 7 days a week, 7 on, 7 off. In Yakima alone, between the 2 aircraft, we flew 1,700 flight hours. That's about 140 hours per month. 80 to 90 transports per month between the 2 aircraft, which takes it about 40 to 45 transports per month. In 2025, all 6 of the EC-135 helicopter bases, which is 6 aircraft, it did 200 to 300 transports per month, which is about 30 to 50 transport per aircraft. So you can see that the fixed wing Pilatus does quite a bit of the flying out of Yakima. I had no idea when I went out and knocked on the door that how busy it was. But if you look on any of the flight aware programs or something, especially at night, you'll see not only our Pilatuses and helicopters flying around, but also other airlift companies as well, medevac companies. So with that, that's all I have. If you have any questions or so, Lance and I believe our nurses, I do want to thank Beck and Aaron for supporting me. They're my support group today, so I appreciate them coming.
We have time for maybe 2 questions. Start with Jane.
I just want to thank you guys. Last year, you saved my niece's life. Yeah. I, for 9.5 years, hoped I'd never see you guys again. And it was all I could do not to start crying during the video. My baby got strapped into your plane with a skull fracture, facial fracture, when he totaled the motorcycle. And the way in which you secured my human, I wanted so badly to thank you and that you allowed space for me to be beside him on that flight. I don't know if my pilot was male or female. I don't know if my nurse was male or female. But I never felt anything like that before in the organization that it took to make it happen. I was terrified on the ambulance ride from the airport up the I-5, and I had zero fears on your flight. And I'm so grateful for your team, and a shameless plug, we've been Airlift members ever since, and I hope I never have to use it. Thank you.
Okay, one more.
From Davenport, Washington, where would your bird fly to Davenport from, and where's your most common destination out of Davenport?
So we have a fairly decent long range. So providing weather is good, there's many times where we'll go down to the Tri-Cities and get patients. Most of the time we're going to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart in Eastern Washington, being the level 2 trauma center, is where majority of the patients go. But it is during the summer not uncommon for us to fly over the mountain and take them from Ritzville or Moses Lake and take them all the way to Harbor View or UW.
Okay, will you guys be able to stick around afterwards?
Yeah.
We're a
Yes.
little short on time.
Yes,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being here, and they are going to stick around. So those of you with questions, please feel free to come up and ask them. I am an Airlift member too. I told him that earlier, and I've been one for a long time, because when you play in the mountains on snowmobiles and side-by-sides and fun toys, things happen sometimes. And so we got that membership quite a while ago. Okay, I end our Rotary meetings with what I call my play of the day. Today is very straightforward. I was going to quit all my bad habits for the new year, but then I remembered that nobody likes a quitter. You can laugh, but I know there's a majority of you that probably feel the same way. Why would you want to be a quitter? Okay, our next few meetings, we are here in the Convention Center. Next week on the 15th, we will have 2 presidents in the House. 2. Dr. Mike Middleman with PNWU and Dr. Chris Gilmer with Heritage University, and they will be talking about their collaboration. The following week on the 22nd, we will be doing everyone's favorite. We'll have some classification talks. Those are always so very fun, so don't miss that. And then on the 29th, Lawrence Golan will be talking about the Native American Symphony and Ballet, which is super interesting. So again, we have something for everybody in this club. Thanks again to Rodney and Lance for being here and presenting today, and the team. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to Team Rotary, Megan. We are blessed to have you. Thank you all for choosing Team Rotary today and for being in the game. With that, the game is over.